Hello and welcome to my office. This is where we're going to talk about planned, implemented, and hidden curriculum. But could there be another one that we haven't discussed or something that might bring new to you? Let's see. The curriculum has been defined throughout this course in many different ways. Its concept and function may slightly differ for different people. However, one of the definitions that I found most fitting is that the curriculum is a plan of action for learning, and therefore we, as educators, have the task of interpreting and implementing the curriculum that is handed to us. This is not a simple task because, as we saw in the course, there are a certain number of curriculum aspects like planned, implemented, and hidden that need to be taken into account, both planning and teaching. Planned curriculum could be defined as a planned program of objectives, content, learning experiences, resources, and assessment offered by a school. Well, this dimension of this kind of formal curriculum is the most straightforward and easiest to take into account. In the course, we saw that this formal curriculum encompasses a wide variety of potential educational and instructional practices, which we're able to implement in our own classroom. To take the planned curriculum into account, teachers will usually plan lessons encompassing much of the curriculum as possible. In my experience, this includes planning my own lessons and selecting teaching strategies, materials, as well as activities that will help my students achieve the necessary learning experiences that are expected. The actual teaching of these plans and their practices, their activities, instructional arrangements within our school or anybody's school is known as the planned curriculum. But is there another? Let's think about this for a second. One of the other dimensions of the curriculum could be informal curriculum. This aspect goes beyond planned curriculum and is usually found in the way of extracurricular activities. These activities, of course, happen outside of an academic environment, but it can pretty much help in developing those soft skills and enhancing the content of your planned and implemented curriculum. For example, this aspect can be looked through clubs. If the school, offers a club that include your sports, your arts clubs, your science clubs, your technology clubs, your music clubs, outside of an academic context, teachers can encourage students to join those clubs. For many teachers, there's a chance to get to know your students outside the classroom. I coached basketball and tennis for about 5 years. And it was very interesting to see how those students behaved in that environment as opposed to how they might have behaved in a science class or a math class. Another way to try to take this informal curriculum into account is by giving students those tasks that include things outside of the school, like, for example, interviewing adults on a topic that I'm teaching at the moment. The last aspect of the curriculum, let me get back to what we're supposed to do, is the hidden curriculum, which refers to the unwritten, unofficial, and often unintended lessons, values, and perspectives that students learn in school. Sometimes this is where the best conversation can happen. This is where the best background knowledge can happen too. Best background knowledge building, rather, can happen too. The hidden curriculum sometimes can be a byproduct of the education system. It can be based on recognition that the students pick up lessons in school that they are not officially a formal course of study. They can be described as hidden curriculum as important as social skills that everyone knows, but no one is taught. Again, that's skills that everyone knows or should know, but they aren't taught. Most of us already incorporate the hidden curriculum without really planning for it, really. For example, when I tell my students that I expect them to raise their hands when they want to speak, we have a signal system in elementary school. I'm teaching them not to interrupt someone who is talking by telling them you're supposed to raise your hand. Or if they miss a deadline or miss their homework, and I tell them that their grade will be affected rather because of their late submission of their work. I'm teaching them the importance of deadlines and how missing them has a negative effect. Having said this, I believe that the hidden curriculum, taken into account, means trying to be the best role model for our students and letting them know that we expect them to behave accordingly and follow the rules and build social skills while they're doing it. All in all, as I close it up, it's important to know the difference between all of these aspects of the curriculum and how we can take them into account and our planning and teaching to provide our students with the best learning experience, possible. That's the best learning experience possible. Hopefully, this conversation was good. We talked a little bit about planned, implemented, and hidden, but think about those informal things too. All right, thank you.